Here we have the lane of Yunara Pike against Ezreal Bard. Since Pike is a very aggressive champion level 1, we want to like fight for the push and see if we can get a significant lead from level 1 or when we get level 2, right? So what we want to do, we want to push the wave immediately as soon as possible, as soon as we get contact with the minions. And we want to play behind the minion wave so we can dodge Ezreal Qs more safely. But we need to be careful of Bard Q, who will try to tie us against the minions. So what I expect to see from this matchup is Yunara hard pushing the wave, try to get up to 6 stacks, and then try to trade on her own terms, unless Pike manages to find a hook on one of the enemy champions, to which I expect to have at least summoner spells being burned. So let's see what actually happens when we do get the lane. Alright, so something that is done a lot this current season is to just walk to this bush here and try to stand on the middle bush, just drop a ward or something. Here I guess he wanted to have the support to drop the ward instead. And sometimes these level 1 skirmishes may happen. And it's like, at the moment, it's actually kind of dangerous. Whichever side loses out on these trades, they don't really have time to back anymore. So these trades have to go really well. Anyway, play behind the minions so you don't get Ezreal Q'd, and you need to be careful with that Bard Q. And unfortunately, Pike did get hit with both of those, but as you can see, Yunara is aggressively hitting the wave, trying to get all of those 8 stacks or up to 6, and then try to look for a trade. Unfortunately, did get nailed by the Bard Q, but at least if Peyz has done a good job of not getting hit with Ezreal Q. And as you can see, the range support diff, like when these players are actually this good, I didn't even let Pike or Yunara really touch the wave that much. They just secure push. As ranged champions, they'll get level 2. Bard is also like seen very often in Korean solo queue. In a lot of these WODs where I see Yunara, I often see Bard in either side. It's definitely one of their favorite picks. Unfortunately, Yunara's side didn't manage to get prio because Ezreal Bard has way more push, and they've kind of, got the Pike away from the lane. And they made Pike with a scary level 1 champion look completely trivial, right? So that is something. Here you can also notice something interesting. Peyz skilled E level 2 here instead of skilling W, despite having this whole wave crashing into his tower. I think that's also interesting. Something to keep in mind is that pro players do use these like movement spells a lot better than the average player. Plus, they're playing on 3 ping, so like it's really instant and very worthwhile for them to make use of such a spell. Because for a big play, flash hooks, but fails to land on either Bard or Ezreal. This is complete terror for the Yunara lane. Okay, he still gets the slow. Oh, nice. Really good that Ezreal either. Just in time to save the day, or that would have been very difficult. Ooh, he chooses turn down here. Yeah, interesting. Because Bard gets the other angle, and he's like, I'm just going to trade back into the Ezreal. Look at this. So here, like, Bard is disconnected from Ezreal, right? Because of this drain. So he just walks forward on the Ezreal, gets a nice auto Q, but he doesn't chase further, which I think is also interesting, but at least he gets that free damage. Interesting. So here the Ezreal and the Bard backed off a little bit. I wonder, so we can see that the Elise is bot side, right? Wonder if she showed on vision and the Ezreal was like, I'm gonna back off of this situation because we don't have jungler and they do have advantage. Otherwise, I really don't see why Ezreal would really stop playing here. Anyway, Yunara wants to play for base. 1k gold, pretty into the game anyway, and Ezreal's already based. Yunara needs to find the base as well and spend their gold. Alright, so like from this level 5 onwards, like you kind of just want to wait for level 6 until you play the game again. And here, unfortunately, Yunara is on vision, and he gets kind of clapped by Ambessa. Bit unfortunate. But yeah, you can see that from the level 1, right? They couldn't really get push. And all the way to level 6, there's really little interactions with Ezreal. And I imagine once we hit 6, we're going to have barrier, we're going to have ulti. And I think that's going to be the time for Yunara to go in. So let's kind of skip level 6 and see how that goes. Here we just come back from base. And something that we're going to see here is good old fun time under tower. Look at how menacing and terrible this is. Yunara has a lot of creeps to collect. But we've all been in this situation where this type of stuff may happen, and goddamn, this feels so bad for Yunara. I think now we no longer have the ability to play for level 6, right? That would be the plan, but now we have to adapt the plan because the circumstances have changed. Alright, so not really anything really happened since, because Yunara was forced to recall, get conditions back up. Now has ulti, has flash, has barrier. I expect to see something happening here soon, especially if Pyke landed the hook, but now there could be something happening for the other reason, right? Which is like, they try to punish him, they fail. Now the Mbess is bot lane on the one timer that Yunara has to really go in. Really unfortunate. But at least it's bot too. This is Korea. That's what they do here, right? They get the Ezreal big. Maybe Bard as well. I think I think Yunara to get this kill on Bard is really difficult unless you flash and then maybe like I know worth it. You can conserve this for a non-risky play. Oh no, and Cassio's here, so is Rise. This is absolute clown fiesta. Pyke lands a hook. Big. And now they land the CC chain. Massive. Good for the team. And Peyz insta-base is here. He's like, nah, I'm done with this. Also notice that he bought Berserker Greaves because of the lane he's playing against. So here as Peyz arrives into lane, look at the way he hits the wave. Or in this case, how he doesn't hit the wave, right? He has 2 creeps, 2 casters, and he's like, I'm not gonna like just shove this wave. Which I see a lot of people do. At least my elo is kind of low anyway. Because I play an Emerald. But a lot of times people just like insta shove waves like this, and just slow pushing here is fine. If not actually better. And this is something that you see like in these VODs, is that they're a lot more intentional with when they hit the wave. They're not always like spam autoing it. Just out of like, well, my character needs to always hit something kind of thing. There's times to hit and there's times to not hit. Anyway. Big from Peyz. Oh, we can't T. Don't have it. He has EW though. There you go. Nice. Big. Oh, and there's the Mbessa again. Yeah, I mean, the Furious Servant. No, he still gets hit by the Mbessa. Unlucky. But look, the top laner TPs, the mid laner uses his ulti, which is a semi-global, just to get in here. And now they get a big fight bot lane. But yeah, and then the enemy top also TPs bot. Hey, if you think you're getting ganked a lot in your games, it's just this bad, okay? This actually just happens all the time, even for these players as well. Alright, here I want to show you something. So, as you can see, the quest completion for Yunara is almost done, right, in bot lane. He was willing to go mid lane, but now he's switched over to going bot lane. And as you can see here, he's going through the jungle. Something that you may notice is as soon as you enter the jungle, you lose access to your home guards. If you see here, you still have your home guards, getting all the way to here. Once you reach the jungle, you no longer have home guards. Your quickest way to like navigate yourself around map is still to try to just go straight to the lane and go into the lane as long as possible. And if you need to like go somewhere in the jungle, you just go through lane, and then you go to the jungle as late as possible, okay? That way you can maximize your speed. Just a little detail, but I saw this today on a Reckless stream. I feel like that's just something worth sharing since I just really like paid attention to it today. But anyway. Your Pyke gets a big hook on Ezreal. Sure, it's melee range, but that's just life. That's how it goes. Auto Q. Big. Notice how he holds the ultimate, right? He's like, I'm gonna stack my Q anyway. Auto Q does the same thing, and I don't need to use my ulti yet. Very good usage. Good patience. That's just hard. At least uses E, but they're trying to shove the wave. At least still gonna die there, or... Nice. Good. Ooh, and now Mbessa just ults in. But she's into 4 people. I don't think this works out too well. Yeah. Really big. And Peyz gets to have this bot tower. Something they sometimes do here as well is they let minions die to deny farm from the enemy team. Usually I feel like I just insta-shove and get the hell out of there, but it seems like they do this type of stuff pretty often. I think they just have better map tracking than I do. Well, they definitely have better map tracking than I do. They do this stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to focus a little bit more on the early laning phase on Yunara today. And hopefully we could take a look into some of this gameplay and make it worthwhile for you. If you think there's something I missed, do let me know. And we can look into more like mid-game stuff later on. I'm trying to like work a little bit through my own laning phase as well. And I feel like looking through these pro players and how they do things and how to do better is more interesting to me right now. So hopefully this makes it digestible, makes it fun for you to watch, and do let me know, was this like a decent, like, you want things they did well, or like not at all? Is this just let me know if this is some kind of content to keep pursuing. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and see you next time. If you like the content, you can all subscribe. Really helps out the channel so I can get monetized and all that stuff. Thank you. Yeah, have a great time. Bye.